largest lead that the Mounties have had all night. 3 wide set. The lone back is Dale. Little play action. The pass is complete, near side of the field. And now they're going to say that it's incomplete as the intended target, Maurice McSwain, caught it on a hop. 2nd and 10.
Suli Tamavena got to the quarterback Peralta and really was licking his chops and kind of signaling over to his sideline, looking at him as if to say, you know, I got to him again. Let's keep this going. And right now, the Tamavena Twins not having a hard time getting to the quarterback. That proves to be very crucial, as that was a short one-hop incomplete pass from Peralta.
McSwain was the intended target, but he couldn't get to the football. 4 wide set, 3 aligned to the near side. The lone back is the freshman Elijah Dale. Mounties going to bring the house. Peralta dropped the football, and the Mounties are going to fall on top of it. The 3rd turnover of the afternoon for CCSF, and the Mounties will get it back in the red zone at the CCSF 18-yard line. He just dropped the football, did Jermaine.
Suli Tamavena coming at him, and boy, did he light him up. It looked like he dropped the ball. He absolutely laid into him, causing a turnover. And what did I say? If the defense can cause a turnover or maybe force a 3-and-out quickly here, they still have time to get the football back. They're right in prime location inside the red zone to put up another 6 points possibly.
Kohitulu Finau, the 6'2 freshman, was there to hop on top of the football. And here the Mounties are back in the CCSF red zone. 3:11 left to go, 3rd quarter. Allo going to pump fake. He wants it all to the near side of the field, and a incomplete pass to Antoine Anderson, who could have sworn he pulled it down, but it bounced to him, incomplete.
If that ball is complete or not, it's still 1 to 2 yard gain on the pickup, but obviously you take the yards over the incomplete pass. It's not the end of it, though. They're still inside the red zone here, up 10 points.
Boy, the turnovers have absolutely killed CCSF in this one. That was the 3rd time they've turned it over. The Mounties, they know from their losses, you can't turn over the football if you want to win, as the pass is complete to Ryan Simpson out of the backfield. He dropped it momentarily. It's a backwards pass, so Simpson is going to be taken down way back at the CCSF 35. That's a 17-yard loss because of the backwards pass to Ryan Simpson. And it'll bring up 3rd and 27, and now you're potentially out of field goal range if you're Mount Sac. That really hurts you.
Yeah, a little sloppy on the Mount Sac offense and execution there by Allo and Simpson. Unfortunately, Simpson had no choice but to recover that ball and didn't find any blocks to come to the near side of the field and lost those 17 yards.
3rd and 27 after the backwards fumble that Ryan Simpson couldn't hang on to. 4 wide set, 3 aligned to the far side of the field. Allo under duress. Allo is going to be taken down in the backfield. Boy, Allo got hit hard. And back there to take him down was Malachi Tapaotu, the 6'1 sophomore defensive tackle out of American Samoa.
He disrupted that passing lane for Allo, and he got up very quick, jumped up, put his arms up to block any passing lane, and Allo had no other choice but to tuck and attempt to run. Unfortunately, his knee touched the ground, and he was down.
Now, that's disappointing if you're Mount Sac. Another missed opportunity for the Mounties as they started the drive at the Rams' 18-yard line, but now will be forced to punt.
Yeah, that's a big stop for the San Francisco Rams defense.
Now a whistle will blow. I think the Rams had too many men on the field. Maybe not. Delay of game on the Mounties. Going to back them up 5 more yards. And perhaps you want this if you're Mount Sac because it allows Christian Fulham some more room to pin CCSF deep.
And he's been on his game all season long, more importantly in this game as well. Remember when the first half ended, he took that punt and made it pretty much die inside the 5-yard line.
Fulham, another rugby-style punt here, and it takes another beautiful hop inside the 5-yard line, and it'll go out at the 2. So right. Christian Fulham, who's been excellent all year long for the Mounties, for him, that's the 24th time that he's punted it inside the 20-yard line. the 5th time this season that he's gotten it inside the 5. And CCSF trailing by 10 with 1:13 left to go in the 3rd. Will start at their own 2.
Right on cue was Fulham, and he did exactly what his job is to do, is to pin them deep and put them into some space where they don't have a lot of wiggle room to produce their offense. So hopefully Mount SAC can take advantage of the Fulham punt, which they have done so all season long, with the 3rd quarter winding down here.
So the Rams offense will take over at their own 2. They've turned it over 3 times already this afternoon. Peralta's thrown a couple of interceptions. He's also fumbled the football. Handoff here will go to Dale, and Dale has some room over left tackle to the far side of the field to the 10-yard line for a pickup of 8.
Dale had one other Mountie to beat before he saw green on that carry. He got a nice block on the far side of the field, utilized it to perfection, and thankfully for the Mounties, they tripped him up right before he broke for the end zone.
Under a minute remaining here in the 3rd quarter, 27-17 Mount SAC. 2nd and 10 for CCSF at their own 10-yard line. Peralta comes under center for just the 4th time this afternoon. Perhaps the Rams changing things up on offense. Handoff will go to Deshandrius Tribble, who gets across the 20-yard line and is pushed out of bounds at the 22. A 10-yard gain to move the chains for CCSF.
Well, that's the first time we've heard his name today in this game, and he did a nice job right there.
And what a name he has.
Deshandrius Tribble. Did I say that right?
Did you say Hingle McCringleberry? Sounds a lot like it, huh? Regardless of the name, a fantastic run for Deshandrius Tribble. 1st and 10 to move the chains for the Rams. Every time you think CCSF is down and out, they find their way right back into the ballgame. 1st and 10 from the 25. Handoff to Jeray Hayes up ahead of the 26 for just a 1-yard pickup. And that'll probably be the final play here in the 3rd quarter.
And it is, as they look like they're walking away from the line of scrimmage here after that carry. But Tribble, the first time we called his name tonight, and he averages about 5 yards per carry. So he's a pretty viable weapon here in the backfield for the Rams. So far, we haven't seen too much of him in this contest.
Well, the Mounties are just 1 quarter away from capturing their 4th California state championship. They do have a 10-point lead right now, but we all know what's happened in the Mounties' lone 2 losses this season. Both losses, the one at Long Beach, the one at Riverside, they had double-digit leads heading into the 4th quarter. Same scenario here. Let's see if the Mounties can hold on.
Well, hopefully they've learned their lesson throughout the season, and that's what Coach Jabs mentioned at practice, was that these guys, as long as they finish, we're in prime, real estate to win the football game, and they've somewhat learned because of these playoffs too. They've had double-digit leads in the playoffs, and they've had to learn how to finish off the game, so to speak. And let's see if they can finish off this San Francisco team here at the start of the 4th quarter, up 10 points.
Well, this is a CCSF team that prides themselves on winning. George Rush, the Base 6 Conference Coach of the Year in 2014, and he has a plethora of accolades to go along with that, including 6 state titles here in California. The last 2 for George Rush have been against the Mount San Antonio College Mounties in 2007 and 2011. As for whatever reason here in the state championship game, the wave breaks out here on the Mountie sideline. As a penalty against Mount SAC, they jumped off sides. It'll bring up 2nd and 4 to begin the 4th quarter for CCSF. Have you ever seen the wave at a football game? I haven't. I just see it at baseball games.
Baseball. Only baseball.
It's a state championship game. Come on. Peralta going to roll far side of the field. He takes off. Has tons of room across the 40-yard line, and he'll dive forward to the 43 to move the chains for CCSF. Can the Mounties hold one more double-digit lead to propel them to their 4th California state championship in school history?
Well, the last 2 for the Mounties have come against CCSF in 2009 and 2010. And then matching up, but eventually losing that game in 2011.
That was up north. CCSF has never beaten the Mounties down here in Southern California. They trail by 10 to the Rams 27-17. Handoff to Elijah Dale, who's taken down in the backfield for a loss of 1. Well, things have calmed down a little bit since we had the back and forth scoring at the start of the third quarter, and now you have the number 1 defense versus the number 2 defense for the title.
No other better way to do it. You said defense wins championships, right?
I wasn't the first person ever to say that.
But you did mention it. The Mount SAC defense so far holding Peralta to 10 of 19, 2 picks, and 91 yards passing.
2nd and 11 for the Rams from their own 43. Little play action. Peralta, he'll roll near side of the field. Going to throw on the run, going deep down the near sideline, and he has his man inside the 20. Down to the 17-yard line for CCSF. It's Antoine Porter, and the Rams are right back into the red zone.
Antoine Porter doing a great job finishing that run off. All the way, the ball all thrown all the way to the sideline, out of DB and safety coverage there. As Mount SAC had 2 players on him, it just floated it nicely into the receiver's hands there.
Well, Peralta doesn't have much of an arm, but he sure puts the ball on the money. 1st and 10 for the Rams, down at the Mounties 16. 27-17, the Mounties leading. With CCSF trying to cut into that lead once again. Ball was snapped. Peralta didn't know it was coming. Dale has to pick it up and try and make something out of it, but he's hit hard at the 34-yard line. That's going to be a loss of 17 yards. And a huge mental mistake there for CCSF.
A big mental mistake is very costly, especially in the fourth quarter here. After a prime real estate for a touchdown attempt here for the Rams, if I should say. But C.D. Tamavena really licking his chops after that muff snap. Made sure the ball was hung loose by the Rams there.
And the Rams
pushed all the way back.
The Rams are lucky just to hop on top of that football.
Just like that, Aaron, was it Vaughns or Simpson that?
It was Vaughns earlier in the game. So now 2nd and 27 for CCSF at the Mountie 33. Handoff Dale, and the Mounties won't let him go anywhere. No gain. 3rd and 27 upcoming.
Big stop here for the Mounties defense. You know, you said it's calmed down a little bit here at Hilmer Lodge. Let's see if they can kind of inject some more energy into this crowd here. It's almost a sellout, it looks like to me.
At least here on the Mountie sideline.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's nice to see all the fans.
The Walnut faithful have made their way out to Hilmer for its final game before the $62 million renovation.
I can't wait to see what it looks like.
3rd and 27, 27-17. The Mounties lead under 12 to play in regulation. The snap is back, Peralta to throw. Now he's going to step up in the pocket. Runs to the near side of the field, and he's going down. It was the man who recovered the fumble earlier on the last offensive drive for CCSF. For the Mounties, it was Koilutu Finau, the freshman, to take down Peralta in the backfield for another loss of 2. It'll bring up 4th and 29, and if you're CCSF, at the very least, you get a field goal, make this a one-possession game again. But now, because of that snap, you have to punt away the football. Yeah,
out of field goal range. And we said, muff snaps, that'll be costly, especially in the fourth quarter here. Like you said, instead of at least attempting a field goal, they're way out of field goal range here, having to punt the ball away.
Christopher Solomon is back deep to get the punt. Stands inside his own 10. Rugby-style punt, and Solomon will call for a fair catch and make it at the 13-yard line. So with 11:03 left to go, a 10-point lead for the Mounties, and a monumental gaffe on offense for CCSF cost them on that possession.
Absolutely, and those points are hard-earned against this Mount San Antonio defense so far. Yes, 17 points, but they have, through grit and tough battle here against the Mounties through 3 full quarters. Those 17 points did not come easy
and
for the Rams.
You think about it. On one of the Rams' drive, they started inside the Mountie 5. One touchdown came defensively with that 101-yard scoop and score. The Rams so far today, they've only had one fluid offensive drive where they've been able to move the ball down the field on that Mountie defense. Handoff here will go to Amaris Tolbert, and he's stacked up after just a pickup of 1. Under 11 minutes to play, a 10-point Mountie lead. Let's see if the Mounties can move the ball downfield here and run some time off of that clock.
Well, remember, we didn't see Tolbert get any carries in that third quarter after 15 offensive plays.
Well, they're going to need him here in the fourth if they want to milk that clock down.
Absolutely. The clock is their ally, just winding down to 10:40 now in the fourth quarter. And, Tolbert's a viable option for them to run hard and downhill and utilize that clock.
2nd and 10. Allo to keep. Gets across the 20, and he'll slide down at the 23. That's a pickup of 8, and it'll bring up a much more manageable third down here for the Mounties at 3rd and 2.